Greetings, I am Felicia. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, we will be talking about animals as cartoon objects. As a kid, it is exciting to watch or read cartoons. Either it's on TV, newspaper, or social media. We know some cartoons on TV are animated, but there are also non-animated cartoons, such as political cartoons or editorial cartoons. Then the question, how can we define cartoons? Werner, in his paper, explained the main part of cartoons as the visual analogy. It consists of simplified situations, characters, or object design. Cartoons require characters. Characters in cartoon can be anything. It can be humans, plants, or animals. For example, this is the cartoon drawn by Finn Panekasio. As we can see, the characters in this cartoon are a man and a rhino. The creator gave the rhino force to act like human, holding a saw. The previous cartoon shows that animals can be character, either it is rat, rabbit, or rooster. It depends on the creator what and which characters they want to make. The outbreak does not stop the creators to produce their works or their arts. One of them is Loko. Loko cartoon was established in Nijmegen, the Netherlands. The man behind Loko cartoon is Lodewijk Koster. These are two of his several works. During the pandemic, he tried to portray the change of situation in society by cartoons. His idea to portray a pandemic situation in cartoon stated in his website, whether intended or unintended, we all love in times of crisis. So also with COVID-19. We need corona humor right now. Thus, this research uses Koster's work, specifically those cartoons which use animal as characters. The question is, how these animal object cartoons depict the pandemic situation in the Netherlands? Before we go further, this is Charles Sanders Peirce, one of the proponents of semiotics. He divided sign into 3 categories: icon, index, and symbol. Icon resembles a similar thing to the object. Index gives an indication of sign. For example, the footsteps. The footsteps indicate a person is walking to certain direction. Symbol has no resemblance between signifier and signified. It depends on how society acts and looks at it. It is also related to culture. There are 3 steps of understanding a sign according to Peirce. Therefore, there are 3 important terms: representamen, object, and interpretan. Representamen is a thing that represents the other thing, the object. Then, the object is what the representamen represents. For example, we see smoke. The smoke is the representamen. The smoke represents fire. The fire is the object. Lastly, the interpretan is what our mind perceives. The interpretan lets us interpret further. These are cartoons which are used in this study. There are 8 cartoons. These are roosters drawn by Koster. One of them talks to one another, asking why there is only little space. Unlike free-range chicken or roosters, which are permitted to live outdoor. The other answer is they have the possibility to spread the virus. then physical distancing is required. There is not much space inside the farms compared to free-range chicken. The free-range chicken can live freely outside. According to regs.overheid.nl, the government has implemented the physical distancing or afstandhouden regulation for 1.5 meters. It is also stated in the cartoon, the Ministry of Health has declared that there is a probability the virus spread from humans to pets. In this cartoon, the dialogue between the roosters shows that they are concerned about the virus. However, according to the Minister of Health, or RIVM, the livestock animal, such as rooster, is not susceptible to the virus. As we pay attention to the dialogue, the other roosters said that if the virus is spread among them, each of the roosters will get 1.5 meter space. This shows the practice of physical distancing is implemented if the spread of the virus happens in the first place. These roosters are portrayed not practicing physical distancing unless the virus spreads among them. Therefore, the roosters are considered as an icon. By the second cartoon, we see there are two snails talk to each other. One of them carries its shell on the back and the other does not have one. Normally speaking, snail carries its shell on the back as a home and to protect them from the danger. Snail who does not carry a shell is called a slug. During the outbreak, the government advised citizens as much as possible to work at home. The issue begins here. Not everyone has a place to live or residence. Some of the Dutch citizens are homeless. According to CBS, the total number of homeless people in the Netherlands by the year 2018 reached 39,000. Referring to the previous statement, it can be stated that the slug does not have a shell on its body. In other words, the slug is homeless. Thus, snails in this cartoon became an icon. In this cartoon, there is a bird on someone's tombstone. According to Den Hollandsche, the figure of bird on tombstone means eternal life, free soul, and spirituality. Speaking about the funeral, in a normal situation, it was held in togetherness by inviting other family members and colleagues. The situation changed since the outbreak happened. The funeral remains held by practicing physical distancing as shown in the picture below. Since there is a few numbers of the mourners, the bird on the tombstone becomes the one who accompanies the deceased. This bird symbolizes the new version of the funeral. Therefore, it can be concluded that animals in these cartoons are mostly categorized as icon, yet some of them are recognized as symbol. These animal objects on Loko cartoon depict the change of situation in society due to the pandemic, such as the new regulation and cancelled events. The cancelled events are related to culture and tradition, specifically Easter Day and the funeral. Implicitly, the government policy is being insinuated considering homeless people in the Netherlands during the pandemic.